Butter Marvel Universe Avengers Endgame half-hour special. It began in 2008 with Iron Man. Then came this guy, this lady, this guy. Oh, what the hell? Let's just break off a half-hour sample. Let's do it! We're going to be going back in Auditorium 3 because that's where we're going to be watching it for our second time, getting some popcorn and soda. What are you guys doing?
We're waiting for the huge Avengers press conference, Mark. It's
There's
about
an
to
Avengers
start.
press conference?
Yeah,
it's about to start.
Okay, you guys, hey, it's Kelly Svanadine, it's Mikey Winfield, it's Maria Gloria, I'm Marcus Allen, and what's this press conference?
The Avengers!
The Avengers.
Oh,
All of them?
Endgame!
Oh, that's very, very cool. Let me tell you what I loved about Avengers
Mark.
Endgame. I love.
Can you be quiet? Chris Hemsworth, shh.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, cut
Chris
it.
Evans.
It's starting.
So without further ado, please welcome the cast and filmmakers of Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame. Clearly things look a little different in a post-Infinity War Marvel Cinematic Universe. Post-snap, there's a few empty seats. So why don't, I'd like to welcome back the people that you see here on stage. Denai Guerrera, Anthony Russo, Joe Russo, Scarlett Johansson, Kevin Feige, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Don Cheadle, and Mark Ruffalo. Let's hear it for them. We are fortunate enough to have a few of the other people that survived the snap joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Birthday Boy, Paul Rudd, Karen Gillan, Brie Larson, Chris Evans, and Jeremy Renner. Let's start with where it all started, Mr. Robert Downey Jr. I have a question here on the card. When you first suited up as Iron Man, could you envision Tony Stark's arc and where you wanted to see the character go? And how did you approach building such a memorable character?
The sky is falling, and the other is the sky's the limit. And as we had those many discussions in the high desert and shooting the film, I'm reminded now that I was talking a lot of smack, saying, "Wait till you see where this goes." But in the moment, I was just hoping, day to day, we were making good scenes and getting good stuff in the can, and usual gobbledygook. I just wanted to not drop the ball.
Is there anything cooler and more amazing than Tony Stark? No, Robert Downey Jr. is one of my favorite people.
That's why I
He's
kept
a cool
that
guy.
last name. That's why I kept that last name.
I want to say, are you tearing up, Mikey Winfield?
Yeah, you know what? It's always impressive to see things that this nature.
Honestly, like, I'm not great.
It's all coming to an
I'm
end,
crying
you guys.
because all the guys
All right,
have
all
their
right.
shirts on. And honestly, take them off. I mean,
Keep it together. Keep it
Okay.
together. I'm crying because they show you pretty much going into it what you're dealing with all the missing Avengers in action.
Wow.
I know.
it's so hurtful.
All right, coming up in a moment, we're going to continue to celebrate all things Avengers Endgame. We've got Thor on the way. We're going behind the scenes of Guardians of the Galaxy and name your favorite Avenger. They're coming up too. As this Extra Butter half-hour special Avengers Endgame continues. Don't move.
Woo!
And welcome back. It is Extra Butter and our Avengers Endgame half-hour special.
So many Avengers.
Where have you been? We've only got 23 minutes left of it now. All right, so you missed the press conference. In the press conference, a teary-eyed Robert Downey Jr. talked about how he's going to miss it and how he was kind of, they say, essentially to sum up what he said in the press conference, fake it till you make it.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much what I got out of his message, that he never knew Iron Man was going to go on to be this juggernaut that it was. Because had that movie tanked, there'd be no Avengers right now.
No, and he wasn't washed up at the time, but he wasn't at his best. So when they put him into this movie, he skyrocketed. And you're right, he had a lot of doubts with it, and he's like, I don't know, is this going to end up just a DVD release? Like,
Right.
what's going to go on with this? 21 movies later, you guys, billions of dollars. This is like it's just crazy.
Preach, fangirl,
It's
preach.
crazy. Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, other hot men.
All right, speaking of the Chris's, I got to get into Guardians of the Galaxy because just let me get it off my chest. It's my favorite of all the Avengers movies.
Really?
None have hit the marks that I like in a movie more like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying that because Zoe Saldana.
That's, of course. I was just
But
about to
you're saying it's surprising?
I think that's surprising. Honestly, Tony Stark was always my favorite Avengers. That's why I kept my last name even after the divorce, if I'm being honest.
Right?
Yeah, and I just love He wasn't dead, but he was revived. Stan Lee,
Yeah.
R.I.P., definitely revived the man, and I think he owes so much to that suit, is what he has said in so many interviews.
Yeah.
He owes
That's
it
true.
to the suit,
I
he
think-
owes it to Stan Lee, and he killed it.
He
I
is the
think-
godfather of Marvel.
Yeah.
Guardian of the Galaxy had the best, to me, comedy chemistry.
It did.
That's true.
Out of
I
them
agree.
all, bouncing off jokes all over the place. And no, Avengers,
true.
they have, like others, it's great.
Yeah.
But I felt the chemistry of funny more in that film than any other.
Even the tension that she has with Chris in this movie. I
Yeah.
love that. I talked to
Yeah.
Zoe about it. Take a look. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Everybody knows at some point Chris might be showing his abs because he gets into good shape for the Guardians movies.
Yes.
And you know that you're going to see Baby Groot, and the entire audience is going to collectively go,
Aww. Like we do on set. To see Dave in his Drax like gear, as soon as they bring Groot on set, he just goes, oh, he's just so adorable. It's like, I love it every time.
What
she's
about him?
phenomenal. What were you saying about her husband?
Her husband is phenomenal as well, and they make a very cute couple. Gloria was saying she thought that it'd be amazing if Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana
In real life?
In real life, yeah, I would have given that relationship my blessing, honestly. Even though I have the biggest crush on Chris Pratt, I would have totally been okay with that.
Yeah, his
for
wife
you.
would love to hear that. yeah, right.
Almost to be wife, almost.
Yeah.
Almost. At the time you would have given your blessing, he had a wife. There was that little window of opportunity you
I
missed.
tried so hard.
All right.
Yeah,
I got a
orders.
restraining order.
get in the window.
Mark's had a few of those in his lifetime. It's okay.
More than I care to admit. Speaking of restraining orders, Chris Pratt's brother is in law enforcement, and I happen to be friends with him, not because of being a customer, as it were, just happened to cross paths, and I snuck him into the interview. Take a look. I'm spent. I've got no more questions, so I put it out there online to our
Nice.
viewers, and I picked a random viewer to ask you a question. If
All right.
that's okay. If you'll hit it up. If you'll tolerate randomness.
No.
Thanks, Mark Sal, for taking my question. Today I have a question for the actor Chris Pratt, the Star-Lord. I was wondering, how do you do it? How do you stay so motivated, so humble, so grounded, so inspirational, and so nice? I'm sure all your fans would like to know, who in your life has affected you more than anyone else?
I feel like it's a pointed question.
My sister. My sister Angie. She just showed me what it means to be tough and to trust your emotions, and I'm forever grateful. I'm forever
No one
grateful
else.
for her. I can't.
Anybody?
My mom.
One more person?
My gym teacher. I don't know, hard time.
Going 5 hours later, 10
guy
junkets
looks familiar.
later, you're still naming
This
other
guy looks
people. No,
That's my brother Coley. He's amazing and he's my best friend, and I love that you got him to do this, and it moved me to tears. Obviously, it worked. So
All right.
thank you. It's my brother. It's my
And
brother
now-
and my sister.
I love that, and you as an improv comic, you got to appreciate the fact that he was crying,
Oh my
genuinely crying,
gosh.
but at the same time trying to be funny.
Yeah, and the wit was still there, the funny was
Yeah.
still there, obviously the chemistry was there. I love that.
One of my top 10 favorite Chris Pratt interviews of all time.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like we had another weird interview like that.
You're right.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we've got an associate that is the biggest Marvel geek ever,
Who was it?
Julian Soto.
Julian.
Right.
Yeah,
Julian
yeah.
lost a bet, and hold
So
on.
sad.
Let me see if I can.
So sad.
Hey man, can we put you on TV?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Hey everybody, it's
That was
Julian
a-
Soto. Julian,
Hi,
everybody.
Julian.
Enthusiastic.
All right, so tell everybody what happened when we made you walk across the street to talk to Chris Pratt.
Well, he had just got on the cover of Men's Fitness, and he was like all buffed out with no shirt on. So, and I'm not buff at all. So I went and got this little muscle suit and put it on, and then I started talking to him, and I also took these 2 little Lego figures too, because he had just finished doing the Lego movie, and then
Right.
he jumped to this.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're very buff. You're one
Yeah.
of the buffest people I know.
You're like right there.
For sure.
Exactly. Royd Ramen. Hey, anyway, the interview looks like this.
So I had to do like 7 push-ups before I came in because I saw you working out, and then you had this, and so I had to compete. So
Dude,
7.
I gotta tell you, whatever you got from that article is really working. I mean, you look great. You look really good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So this tripped me out. I was walking through Toys R Us, and I saw, of course, famous for this guy, but then
Yes,
I saw
sir.
this guy.
Dude, I have 2 Legos. Let me see that. How crazy is this? What? I mean, this is really weird. This has been a crazy year. My kid better get some free Legos. That's all I know.
Well, you can have those if you want those
I
for
can?
your kid. Yeah, give those to your kid.
Really?
I have the head in my pocket.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
Hey, thanks, brother. That's awesome. Thank you, man. Hey. Hey. Good morning, Star-Lord. Put your hands up, or I'm going to kill you. Ah! That was really fun. I'm going to do this all day.
Nice, Julian. That was great.
Honestly,
I can't believe you did that.
Hats off to you, sir.
What did you say?
Mark lost the last bet.
I did.
What did you have to wear?
I had to sit down. I had to do you look ridiculous anytime you're sitting next to a Hemsworth anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I sat down next to Chris Hemsworth dressed like Thor. You're Thor. I can barely sit down. Thank you very much.
When are we laughing?
No.
Yeah.
I'm still
Laughing
involved.
at first. All right. Hey, thanks, Julian. All right.
Thank you, Julian.
Thanks, pal. Moving on. Coming up next, we're going to sit down with
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
And then we're talking about the comic book movie that changed the world.
Panther.
That and more is our half-hour special dedicated to all things Avengers Endgame. Hey, welcome back. This is our Avengers Endgame half-hour special edition of Extra Butter. Don't forget to follow us. Subscribe to YouTube.
Subscribe.
Got all kinds of behind-the-scenes extras, and we stalked Mikey Winfield. What cruise ship are you playing on next?
Now, man, it's all clubs and colleges now.
Whoa!
Yeah, moved on. In theaters.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, once again, Maria Gloria, where do we find you on YouTube?
Maria Gloria.
Got it. Mikey Winfield.
MikeWinfield.com.
Kelly Savannah Deaton.
You can go to Craigslist. Just kidding. Kelly Savannah Deaton.
There you go. And just follow me at TV Marcus Allen. All right, so
on
speaking of
Craigslist.
you. Yes, all right. Speaking of Lady Power, Captain Marvel brought it.
Ooh, she did bring it.
You were one of the first people in America. You told us that this movie was going to conquer, and it did.
Okay, are you guys surprised? A lot of people were a little surprised, and I don't know why, because Brie Larson is such an outspoken person in general.
Yeah.
And so is Captain Marvel. So Disney
Yes.
thought, light bulb, let's have this person who's super outspoken be Captain Marvel, who saves the universe time and time again.
I will tell you this. I thought the movie worked at its best when it was the Sam and Brie show.
Yes.
When Sam and Brie Larson were hanging out
Yes,
together.
yes,
Samuel L.
yes,
Jackson.
This is their third movie together, too.
I know.
So you can see that chemistry. Like, they're good friends. If you watch interviews with them, they admit that they're actually good friends. They text each other back.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see another movie again with just them two. Like you always say.
Like a road trip movie.
Yeah, like a road trip
You know who
movie.
wouldn't have chemistry? Probably me and Brie Larson, because Brie Larson said publicly right before she did the press junket for that, yeah, I don't want to be sitting down with any middle-aged white guys.
Guys like you.
For example, I wonder who we could use as an example. And remember, she clarified, she said she didn't want any seats taken away at the table. She just wanted more seats brought to the table.
Sit your seat to the table. Take a look.
This is monumental. This is historic. You're the first female leading the helm of a Marvel movie. This is incredible. So Captain Marvel not only teaches us as women really important things, but it teaches the whole world things, men and women. So what did Captain Marvel teach you?
I think just getting the chance to be her for so many hours every day, it just, that sense of inner strength and ownership of yourself just sticks with you. I don't know, I think it does something to your brain where you like start to believe it because you're just living it. So even when the movie was over, there's a certain like rootedness I feel in myself now.
I love that. And you're the perfect fit for it. It was like the part was tailor-made for you, really.
Oh, thank you.
So when it came your way, what was your initial reaction? Yes, please.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was like, give me a sec to think about this. If I could do movies like this and there was no, like, I knew that I would still get to keep my privacy and I could walk around the streets and everything would be okay, then I would have just been like, yeah, totally, I'm in. But because there's these other requirements that go along with it, and those are not environments where I thrive, I wanted to make sure that I could still maintain a life that was important and valuable to me.
So overall, how are people feeling about Captain Marvel?
I loved it, and you know what? To quote my 5-year-old daughter who I took
Yes.
to watch this, She says she loves Captain Marvel with all of her heart and all of her skin. So, and that is the largest organ of the body. So,
A little science
she
mixed in
nailed
with extra
it.
butter
She
today.
nailed it. She really did. She was like, Mommy, I just loved it with all my heart and all my skin.
Right?
We're leaning, you guys. We are leaning on
Yeah.
Captain Marvel to save the universe.
Yes, we are.
We are, and she can, and she will.
And she will.
All right, so every now and then, kind of like you need like something to cleanse your palate, you need just a funny, like Guardians brings the funny.
Yeah.
Also, if think about the last Thor, Ragnarok,
Yeah.
it cleansed the heavy Avengers palate and let you just laugh for a little bit,
Yeah.
mostly in the form of Jeff Goldblum.
I love him.
Who I sat down with. I dig this guy so much. First of all, I walk in, he's wearing the brightest white pants I've ever seen.
Honestly, we love a statement piece.
Yeah.
I love a statement Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum.
We talked. It was like interviewing a kindergartner because you're never sure they're answering the question you asked.
That mystic smile.
What the hell are you doing? Singing Mona Lisa to me.
You know that song?
Of course I do.
In what movie did they feature that song? I'll bet to several movies, but I'm thinking of one in particular.
Porky's Revenge?
You might be right. I didn't catch it. Look at those teeth. Look at those sparklers. What a set of you've always taken care of them, haven't you?
No, they're just bouncing off your white pants.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I apologize. There we go. No, I was thinking about The Freshman.
Oh, of course.
And Burt Parks sings it. Mona Lisa, and Brando is spectacular in that.
What a great movie.
My friend Bruno Kirby is in that. It's a great movie, yeah, and Matthew Broderick, yeah.
There are so many actors that sort of disappear into roles, which is one way of acting, but the roles disappear into you. Like you're so the characters are so embedded in Jeff Goldblum.
Really?
Yeah, you bring so much. These characters are you, except this guy. I don't think you're this guy.
No. Well, Taika Waititi is a great director, and you've probably talked to him already. Geez, he's wonderful to be around, and a wonderful director. And he said, there's a character here in the Marvel, comic books and stuff. But I don't think where you should be if you do this with us. I don't think you should be overly comic booky or theatrical or what seems like maybe Grandmaster. Or Alien. I think you should be. I like to improvise a lot, and I knew him from his movies. What We Do in the Shadows, all improvised vampire movie,
Right.
very funny movie. He said, I think we're just going to kind of fool around, and it's going to be different than you've been before, but it's something in your zone, I think, that I know about, and so it's his fault.
Mona Lisa.
Why was he singing it? Does anybody in the
I
room?
know.
Kendrick.
I know.
Right.
I don't know.
Because he can say whatever the hell he wants.
Because he's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. And I
There you
love
go.
how most people would shy away from things. You're like, what the hell are you talking about?
I just wanted
I
more
love
of it.
how you
The
just say
Jurassic
it like
Park
it is.
legend can sing whatever he wants.
Mark
Right.
got me a Jeff Goldblum pillow for my birthday. That's
Wow.
how much I'm a
Where's
Jeff
mine?
Goldblum fan.
Where's Mikey's? Did you
Yeah, yeah.
get one, Mike?
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
get
still
a
waiting
pillow.
on mine.
You guys don't like Jeff Goldblum?
Making a
Well, now I want a pillow.
Checking
Yeah,
it twice.
I
All
want
right,
one.
it's on it. And you
Somebody
get a pillow, and you get a pillow. Look, guys,
Thank you.
we're almost done with our half-hour special. Coming up in a moment, a movie that changed the world.
Black Panther.
And also an interview that went viral because of a tattoo.
Your foot
Spider-Man.
fetish. Oh, Spider-Man.
That and more next. We're back. We're almost done with our extra butter.
That was a solid spin.
Half-hour
I did
Avengers
that.
special. Again, we spin the popcorn here to get a lot of extra butter around the sides.
Hey.
All right, yeah, we are
Well
exhausted talking about Marvel Avengers.
I talk Marvel all day.
We've
Yeah.
tried not to plot spoil. We may be plot spoiling this segment. I just want to warn you.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about who's here and who's not here. Is Spider-Man here when we open up Avengers Endgame?
No.
Oh,
no,
Spider-Man.
no.
We miss you.
Oh, that was the I'm not plot spoiling, but that was the saddest scene
I
ever.
cried.
I cried too when he grabbed Tony Stark. He was like, I don't want.
I feel
Oh,
good.
no.
I'm
Feel
feeling
so
good.
And then he said sorry. It's like you're getting disintegrated. Why are you saying sorry? Oh, that was an emotional That was just.
That's when I cried.
I cried too.
because of your foot fetish.
I don't have a foot
Yes,
fetish.
you do. Quit
So
trying
he
to deny
says.
it.
Look, I like a good viral moment any which way it's going to happen. And by that I mean,
Your foot fetish thing.
no, Tom Holland got a tattoo hours before I interviewed him. He showed it for the very first time on Extra Butter.
Where was it, Mark? Where was the tattoo?
On his foot.
Oh.
Case in point.
I didn't tell him where to
Thank
put it, as it were.
No, you
so
didn't.
they say, what the kids say. Anyway, just take a look. And this guy got a tattoo, to prove his dedication to getting Is this true?
That is false.
That's not true?
No.
Sir, you're gonna have to remove your shirt just to prove that it's not true.
I don't know how that rumor started. Tom actually has. No. He actually has a Spider-Man tattoo.
I do have a Spider-Man tattoo.
Are you gonna? Right here.
We're gonna do it. This is gonna be an exclusive.
Take a look.
The world hasn't seen this yet.
Yeah, that might be the most thing I've ever seen.
It hurt
And
so much.
We've been through a lot of Spider-Man. I dig that kid because Spider-Man was originally an answer to the Archies. When Stan Lee first wrote it, it was supposed to be more youthful, and that kid rings that note.
I know. I almost like feel weird when I watch him because I have a big crush on him, but he's like a child. So it's like, it's weird. It's a little snatch.
He's
You know, he's not a far cry, but I could see you guys, you know, if you were available.
He is a perfect Spider-Man because he's all acrobatic and stuff, and that's how Spider-Man is.
All right. All right, let's move on to a movie that not only is a great comic book movie, but it is a juggernaut. It changed the world in all the right ways. And of course, we're talking about Black Panther.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there's a meme out about Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That kind of, you know, said that it said some things.
Well, he was going down a press line, and someone kept trying to ask him about Black Panther. He was talking about a different movie, right?
Right.
But they kept asking him about Black Panther.
You don't do that.
Well, and also, not only do you not do that, but his character is no longer with us.
Because of who?
Thanos. He didn't want to talk about Thanos either. But in my interview, you know, you could see this kind of thing coming because he specifically said he's not going to be the one that plot spoils. Take a look.
I know it sounds like the simplest question to say, what do you have in common with your character? However, there are some very important traits that people should carry with them that this guy has.
I'm good at keeping secrets.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm good at keeping secrets. Yeah, I think it's sort of a Wakanda thing. Wakanda is a secret. But as you get closer to, you know, the top or to the royal family, I think there are more and more secrets, and that's part of what this movie is about as well. Is you know, peeling back the layers of the lie, and pulling back the layers of the truth, and to the what is behind the curtain.
That guy is awesome in everything he does. He does biopics so well. For a moment, you think that his character is a real-life person in Black Panther.
James Brown.
Right?
The list goes on and on. Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love his I can't. I don't want to plot spoil, but I'm just saying, wait till you see Avengers Endgame. Now, I want to get to my next person without plot spoiling, Ant-Man. We do know that Ant-Man is technically making it, right?
Yeah.
How do you talk about what Ant-Man does in Avengers Endgame without total... let's just go back and... Let's just go back in time to the moment I sat down with him. Take a look.
Okay.
There is a moment in this movie that I do not want to destroy, but it's like one of the most profound Marvel movie moments ever. The entire audience goes, what? Jumps from their seat.
I think I know what you're talking about.
How do you protect these things?
Well, we talk around them like we're doing now.
Oh, just talk about the thing in the deal?
Yeah, and everybody was like, wait, what?
I particularly liked the thing in the deal.
Yeah, oh, good.
I loved the movie. I tend to lean into the silliness of everything, so I love that part about it. And then the thing in the deal makes it that much more profound.
That guy, I love Paul Rudd, but that guy's one of the luckiest people in show business because he's kind of like the Ringo Starr of the Avengers. Like he's the guy that.
And he just turned 50, man.
Yeah, he does not age. You guys. He is a vampire. He looks the same as he did in Clueless.
He looks just like that still.
He has not changed at all.
It's because he's a nice guy. You know what? And you know what's not nice?
What's that?
I have to tell you guys of a fan theory that's been circulating. Jimmy Kimmel is behind this theory as well.
Now, some people may have already seen the movie, so they'll know this fan theory is not correct.
Okay,
However,
but still, so Ant-Man shrinks down to his little Ant-Man form.
Yeah.
And he goes and he tries to get rid of Thanos and kill him. Do you know how he goes in somewhere on Thanos' body?
Okay.
His nose.
No.
Okay, pick me. His ear?
No.
The little part on the eye right there, the white part.
No, well, it is an eye, but can I not say
Is it the whispering eye?
Oh, wow, look at the time. We got to wrap this edition of Extra Butter. Thanks. We'll let her say what she needs to say on our YouTube channel. Follow us, Extra Butter. Be sure and subscribe and like or not like.
Like. You have to like everything.
Like the page.
But like everything, but.
All right.